folks. Welcome to Spanish Fork 17. We've got a fun matchup for you here tonight. It is the Spanish Fork Dons up against the Snow Canyon Warriors, the second game of the season for the Dons and the second game of the Kona Ice Classic for them here at Warrior Field. We are in St. George, Utah. It is the sun has gone down and the wind has gotten a little bit brisk today, and so we are all bundled up and ready for this night game here on Spanish Fork 17. With you tonight is me, Angel LaRose, and of course Coach John. Coach John, we just got to saw Spanish Fork play a tough game against the American Leadership Academy against the Patriots. They lost that one 6-9. What's something that you want to see here from them today in game 2 of their tournament down here?
I think they just need to start a little bit quicker. You know, the problem with last game is they made an excellent comeback. They scored pretty heavy in the late innings of the game. So as long as they come out swinging strong, and they're going to be playing against a very good team here with the Warriors. But the Warriors are also, you know, this is their first game of the season, so they're going to be playing with a little bit of jitters. I get that they're here on the home field, but the Dons really just need to turn around. This is the second game of a doubleheader. I don't think they're going to be playing with too much tiredness. They did have the time that they spent traveling down here, but as long as they can have a good start to the game and not have to mount and come back like they did last game, they might stand a pretty decent chance here.
Yeah, certainly have a chance against a very good Snow Canyon Warriors team. So this is a team that's coming off 2 straight runner-up appearances in states. They've lost to Crimson Cliffs the last 2 years, and then they've won in 2021. So 3 straight years of making it to the championships. And so this is a team that's also returning a lot of talent. They had 3 guys on the All-State team, first team that are back as seniors, and another one that was on the second team as well, as Will Dart will foul that one away to start things off.
Well, he's sure not a shy swinger, is he?
No, he sure isn't. So Will Dart to lead things off here for Spanish Fork. He is actually pitching here in this game. He normally is the shortstop for the team, but has slowly over the years kind of ramped up his pitching for the team as well. Started out as the closer for the team as a freshman, and then kind of got some relief appearances his sophomore year. Saw some starts last year, and now he's being asked to kind of be the number two starter on the team as he hits a one-hopper over to second base. The play will be made, and that will be out number 1 here in the top of the first.
So you said the Warriors, they've had 1 state championship in the last 3 years, but guess since Seacrest has been their head coach, and by the way, he's been here for 20 years, guess how many state championships they've had? I mean, I know you can look back there, look at the sign and see.
I can cheat, but for the audience out there, it's been they've got 5 championships up there on their scoreboard.
So he's been there since 2005,
and so 4 of those championships are under Coach Seacrest, and that's some pretty impressive stuff. As Lamson fouls that one away. So it's Will Dart, Riley Lamson, and Britt Nielsen here in inning number 1 for Spanish Fork. And Lamson will swing through that one for strike 3. Kyson Goetz on the mound here for the Warriors, and he is one of those that was on an all-state team here last year. Goetz is a very, very impressive pitcher, and so they're seeing 2 aces here today as they got Crompton in the game against the Patriots. Then they're seeing the number 1 here for the Warriors in Goetz as a swing and miss there for strike 1 to Britt Nielsen. You'll watch that one in there for a strike.
Velocity behind it. The first one was late. That one he just watched go right over the plate. And they sure made quick work of that inning.
Yeah, that was very impressive. So 2 strikeouts here in inning number 1 for Kyson Goetz. And that's, just a super quick top of the first inning as Spanish Fork goes down 1-2-3 against Goetz. It will bring up the bottom half of the first inning. Before we get there, we'd like to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That's Lance Wilson State Farm, 2 Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, and Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight here on the broadcast, whether on the channel or on our YouTube page, youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. Thank you so much. However you are tuned in, wherever wherever you are tuned in. We appreciate you. And if you are on the YouTube page, again, like our graphic shows there, be sure to click that subscribe button and join our Spanish Fork 17 family so that you can get all of the great content that we have and be able to get some live updates, alerts when we have these awesome high school games available for you. So be sure to join our Spanish Fork 17 family at Spanish Fork 17 at youtube.com. We obviously have been here tonight for the Spanish Fork games, but for our Golden Eagles fans, we are going to be doing coverage of their tournament play tomorrow. They are also down here. They are playing in a tournament over at Dixie High School, so we will get their games against the Flyers. That game coming at you tomorrow at 11:30 a.m., so a little bit of an early start to your day on Spanish Fork 17. So
it's Saturday.
I don't know.
What else do
It's a
people have
Saturday.
going on?
What are you doing on a Saturday morning? You should be watching Spanish Fork 17, obviously. So be sure to grab a nice brunch and sit down and watch the Golden Eagles take on the Flyers. They will then play Bear River later on that afternoon. That game coming at you at, I want to say that game is 4:30, and so we're excited to get you both of those ball games. It has been confirmed that I am in fact correct. We appreciate the confirmation from our producer Pete. But so games tomorrow for Maple Mountain, 11:30 and 4:30, and so be sure to tune into those on Spanish Fork 17 as we get a nice view of Will Dart warming up. This will be his first start of the season. Again, as we were highlighting, Dart, the all-state shortstop, second-team shortstop from last year, and has slowly been kind of seeing his pitching responsibilities get amped up. And so he's starting in this one here against a very dangerous Snow Canyon lineup. Again, they are returning some absolutely big boppers from last year.
Speaking of returning, I was told by the coach that he's never returned a bigger group of players. He only had 3 seniors graduate last year, and they've actually gained players in the upperclassmen. So just really excellent to see that their program is building momentum these last few years and is returning a bunch of players.
Yeah, again, the so many good teams here in the St. George area. I mean, their region, when you look at it, it's like you got Dixie, you got Snow Canyon, you've got Crimson Cliffs.
Well, yeah, Crimson Cliffs. Yeah.
You've got Desert Hills. I mean, these are all teams that are like. I think there's years where all 4 of those have been the 4 teams in the championship, like, in the semifinals. And so, I mean, baseball is just a huge thing in St. George, and it's so fun to come down here for these early season tournaments and see these really awesome ball clubs. And then, obviously, I mean, we understand baseball. We're Spanish Fork is also another one of the elite programs in all of Utah. But it's fun to be able to come down here once or twice a year and see these really great squads and just feel the atmosphere of baseball here in St. George. Is really just fun.
Well, we talked about this during the first game, is that they just have the unique opportunity here in Utah, where most of the state is pretty mountainous. They have the opportunity out here and out in the Delta area too, to just be able to practice year round. So I was talking to Coach Sechrist before the game. He just mentioned that, baseball never really stops down here, is what he said. So, that definitely gives them the advantage. They play together as a team, and then each player is able to level up their skills throughout the offseason.
The pitch a little bit low there to Swenson, as the count is now 2-2 on the Warriors right fielder. Makayo Swenson, Damon Entz, and Ryder Harrison are due up here for the Warriors, as that one will get out of play. It sounded like it hit something.
It hit the building behind us.
There we go. Yep.
I was getting ready to make the catch.
It was up in the air. It was like, maybe it was kind of in our direction.
I'd take my Braves hat off here and catch it in my hat.
Nice. Another pitch here to Swenson. He rockets this thing out into the right center gap, and it's going to be just past the glove of the center fielder, so it's going to fall down for a lead-off double here for Swenson.
Now hitting for the Warriors, number 3, Damon Entz.
And what's fun about this being, is now we get the PA system going, and so we get to hear the walk-up songs for the Warriors, for the home team. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, obviously. I was talking to the coach before the game, and I said, hey, you're playing here with the home field advantage. Do you think that plays big into things? And he says, No, I don't think so, but I got to be honest with you. I think he's just being humble because they obviously have the walk-up songs. There's that, and they're playing on a field that they're familiar with. So I definitely think it plays a bigger hand in things than coach may have given it credit for.
Oh, sure. I mean, you want to downplay it a little bit just to, be nice and things. But at the end of the day, playing on your home field, having that familiarity, having your home crowd here,
Yes.
sleeping in your own bed. There's all these things that just go in with being the home team. That's a slow dribble that will go in between first and second. That's going to be an RBI single as Swenson will slide in. The throw will also get past Nielsen as well, so Entz will advance on the throw there. So a nice RBI single for Damon Entz as they draw first blood here in this game, 1-0.
Yeah, you say that they have the kind of home crowd advantage, but I got to be honest, Spanish Fork has a pretty good showing here tonight. They've kind of lined the left field grass area over here, so huge shout out to the Spanish Fork fans. You can see them on the shot right here.
Yeah, that is absolutely not meant to downplay Spanish Forks, because I mean, the fans always travel well for the Dons, and it's so fun to see all the folks from the community and be able to say hi and just see the support that they have for this team is really awesome.
Well, who wouldn't want to travel from Spanish Fork where it snowed just a couple of days ago down here to St. George?
Am I right? Yeah, that's certainly how I felt this afternoon. I was like, oh, wow, the sun shines? What?
It's been a long
pretty
winter,
fantastic. Oh, man, it really has been, as the count's 1-1 here on Ryder Harrison. He's going to lace one right in between third and shortstop for another base hit here for the Warriors. They do hold up the stop sign there for Entz, so he'll stay over there at third base. But another hit here, 3 straight hits to start things off here for the Warriors. A double, a single, and another single. So runners on the corners here, no outs. And already you're bringing up their cleanup hitter, Cruz Seacrest, who is one of those guys that was a first-team All-Stater last year, and looking for big things from him this year as well. He's been their shortstop for the last couple of years. Really just a solid player.
Seacrest. Where have I heard that before?
Oh, wait a second.
But trust me, he's not just getting the favors because he's the coach's kid. He plays up to the name out here.
This thing is sent out into center field. The catch will be made out there, and they will advance their second run in, so a sacrifice fly for Seacrest as the score is now 2-0 in favor of the home Warriors. So Entz scoring on the sacrifice fly by Seacrest. Harrison will stay over there at first base. 1 out now in the bottom of the first inning, and it brings up Hayden Smith, their catcher. Smith had a phenomenal year last year as well. Again, another one of those guys that found his way onto an all-state roster. I believe he was one of the ones on the second team. That one is going to be low for ball 1.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Seacrest. One thing he said about Smith is he said, yeah, he's a great catcher. He's a great presence behind the plate, but the kid's a slugger. I mean, he can hit out of the park, so it'll be interesting to see what he does here.
Yeah, they have quite a few guys that are coming back that had some just phenomenal seasons, and you say that, and he absolutely lays the lumber on that one and ends up bouncing off the wall. Nice play out there in center field to play that thing off the wall, but yeah, I mean, that was perfect. Oh, nice view of him over there at second base. He does the flying mantis there from Karate Kid to celebrate the double. Love that action. That's super fun. So the hit parade continues here for Snow Canyon. 4 hits already in this ballgame. The score is 2-0 with runners on second and third. And now Taylor Kelly digging in here. A little bit low there from Dart, so the count 1-0 on Kelly. Another one in the dirt. Nice job by Nielsen to snag that and keep it from running away from it. The count now 2-0 on Kelly. Darius Henderson due up next here for the Warriors. Already a Good inning here for Snow Canyon with 2 runs across and only 1 out. 2 runners in scoring position and another blast out to center field. My goodness, the bats are out in full force here for the Snow Canyon Warriors. This one a 3-run shot by Talon Kelly. And that thing just soars right over that high center field fence. And the runs are coming in bunches here to start things off for Snow Canyon. 5-0 ball game.
And you see the Snow Canyon bleachers start to empty out as people run over to the concessions to get their hot dog.
Gotta love that free hot dog. Courtesy of Talon Kelly.
Now hitting for the Warriors.
5-0 ball game early here for Snow Canyon over Spanish Fork. RBI single by Damon Entz. Sacrifice fly by Cruz Seacrest, and now a 3-run bomb blasted out to center field by Kelly. And Will Dart just needs to find a way to get out of this one and see if he can't get a few quality innings in here later for Spanish Fork, because that one is going to catch the bottom of the strike zone for strike 1. Darius Henderson, the designated hitter in today's lineup for Snow Canyon. He'll watch one go just a little low and outside for ball 2. That one catches just barely catches the lower part of the strike zone there, so evens up the count here at 2-2.
Well, the strike zone for him is kind of different than it is for other people. He's a big kid. He's probably coming in at 6'5", over there 6'4".
Yeah, Henderson's certainly not a small guy, and so yeah, that certainly is a bigger strike zone. And so a little bit more room for the umpire to work with, I guess.
Absolutely.
Full count here on Henderson, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. 5 runs already across for the Warriors. The payoff pitch is fouled away. Yeah, solid. Just great solid contact already here in this first inning for the Warriors. Just about every single one of these hits have not been cheap ones. They've been just absolute ropes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and he's going to just barely miss on that pitch. And I guess I was about to say, I don't think I was ahead in the count. That definitely was full. As Henderson will make his way on over to first base.
Now hitting for the Warriors,
And that brings up Andrew Lyon now for the Warriors, with and Henderson now over there at first base after the walk. Still just 1 out here in this inning for Snow Canyon. Lyon takes a nice cut at that one, gets a little piece of it for strike 1.
A lot of noise coming from the dugout over here.
Yeah, definitely a lively crowd as this one is sent deep into center field. It's been a very busy inning out there in center field as the play is made out there for out number 2.
At bat for the Warriors, number 2, Ledger Ship.
2 outs now in the bottom of the first inning. It brings up Ledger Ship. Ship, the second baseman today for Snow Canyon. They're also the number 9 hitter in this lineup, so they will have batted all the way around here in this inning. So very, very solid first inning here
very
for
productive.
the Warriors. Yeah, productive is another great word for it, for sure. The 0-1 pitch fouled away, so 2 quick strikes here on Ship.
Yeah, Spanish Fork can stifle the bleeding here. Stifle. What was the word you used earlier?
Another S word, but I'm not remembering it off the top of my head right now. Again, sometimes words just kind of happen for me as this thing is laced right down that first baseline. Excellent hit there by Ledger Ship. They will send him over to second, and they're going to send the runner over to third. So yet another extra base hit here for Snow Canyon. As That's going to be shipped now over at second base. And it's going to be a second at bat here in this inning for Mikayo Swenson. Swenson with a double in this one and then scored on the RBI single by Damon Entz earlier in the inning. So Henderson at third and Ship over at second. So 2 runners in scoring position still here for Snow Canyon, already with 5 hits on the scoreboard. Big swing there from Swenson, but it will come up with nothing.
Had a lot of movement on it. Looked like it was going to be right down the line, right down the middle, and then dropped probably about half a foot.
Gets a little chunk of that one. And move the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dart needs 1 more strike to get out of this one and get the Dons bats back up. He does exactly that as he strikes out Swenson to get out of the inning. Big first inning here for Snow Canyon, capped off by a 3-run home run by Talon Kelly. 5-0 Warriors Dons. We'll get you inning number 2 when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, inning number 2 of this evening matchup between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Snow Canyon Warriors as part of the Kona Ice Classic here in St. George, Utah. Again, we are on Snow Canyon's home field, the Warrior Field. And wow, what an impressive first inning for Snow Canyon. Kyson Goetz on the mound gets 2 strikeouts and goes 1, 2, 3 in the inning against the Dons lineup, and then the big bats come out in the bottom half of the inning. 5 runs across for the Warriors. A big 3-run home run by Talon Kelly. A sacrifice fly by Cruz Seacrest, and then they did have an RBI single as well from Damon Entz. They ended up batting all the way through the order, enough that Mikayo Swenson actually ended up getting 2 at-bats in that particular inning. So a very impressive first inning for the home Warriors. It will bring up 4, 5, and 6 in the order for Spanish Fork. Cal Nielsen will foul this one away for strike 1.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great inning by them. And the Dons on the other side, they only had 1 error out in the field. But, you know, it really just comes down to the fact that all of these Snow Canyon guys are equipped. And I just don't know that Spanish Fork was ready for, you know, how these guys were going to be swinging at those balls. They just had a trained eye and really were finding a way to get a bat on everything.
Yeah, they just came out in force, and man, again, and it was as I said earlier too, Coach. I mean, it was like they're hitting it on the screws with every single one of them. Like none of them were cheap hits in any way. Like, I mean, they just blasted them.
I don't think they had 1 hit, maybe 1 that bounced in the infield.
Yeah. 2. They had 2.
Okay,
so it's like they had 1 go through the gap between third and short, and then they had another one go between the gap here in first and second.
Right.
But otherwise, they were line shots out to the outfield or the home run over the fence. But ground out there for Cal Nielsen for out number 1 here in the top of the second inning. And it brings up number 22, Tegan Scott. Scott playing at second base after starting in the prior game against the American Leadership Academy. He'll watch a pitch low there after strike 1, so he'll even up the count here at 1 ball and 1 strike. Cal Marziel will be due up next here for Spanish Fork. That one just barely clips the strike zone.
There's the dangerous changeup.
Does get away from the catcher, but a nice throw to get Scott out in time for out number 2 here in the inning.
At bat number 3, Cal Marzella.
Marzale now up to bat here for Spanish Fork. He's going to send one out into center field. A little bit dangerous route out there, but he does come up with the play. So yet another quick inning here for Kyson Goetz. He sends down the Dons once again, 1-2-3. And the score will stay 5-0 after a nice top of the inning for Kyson Goetz. Well, we've got some time here in between innings. We'd like, in between top and half of the inning, we'll take our sponsor here at Spanish Fork 17. Coach, go ahead and do that for us.
Perfect. I'd like to thank personally, but we'd like to thank Spanish Fork 17 MVP Sports, 2 Jacks Pizza, Triple T Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Lance Wilson State Farm. What is State Farm's commercial? I feel like every other insurance company has the iconic ones. Oh, Jake from State Farm. That's
Jake
right.
from State Farm. I mean, it's
as
iconic as it gets, you know. I mean, obviously with Progressive, you have, Flo that's been around for forever. Yeah. You've got the Geico Gecko. They did briefly bring back the Caveman. They brought back the Caveman for about 6 months or so. That's been kind of fun. They brought him back as they're doing a pseudo documentary on him. Kind of funny.
You know who I like? I like the guy that's always getting hurt. Mayhem.
Man, Allstate.
Allstate, yeah.
Mayhem's fun. And then you've got the big, deep voice guy that was like, you're in good hands with Allstate.
Yeah,
that was also iconic.
Well,
and so
these are all, in a way, conflicts of interest. Lance Wilson State Farm, he does a great job for the community here in Spanish Fork.
Yeah, Lance is fantastic. We love him, and we love that the company helps with these broadcasts here on Spanish Fork 17 as we see Will Dart getting ready here for inning number 2. A rough first inning for him. 5 runs coming across for the Warriors, so hoping to slow things down here in inning number 2 and hopefully quiet down this very potent Warriors lineup, as that one is going to get away from Nielsen and will be ball 1 to Damon Entz.
There's no question that he has the arm on him, He's thrown fastball after fastball here, but he obviously has when he's playing shortstop and has to get over to first base. But I think they just need to see something different here. It seems like, when he's on the mound, he might be a little bit predictable, which seemed to be his downfall in the first inning.
Yeah, it's always the key with pitchers is you got to find, obviously everyone's got to have a good fastball and be able to locate it well and all that, but it's really your secondary pitches are what's going to really help you to lengthen things out, to make you, as you said, unpredictable, and to be able to have something that you can dip into the well and know that you can throw something at batters that they're not going to expect. And so you'd like to see some of that develop here this season here with Dart. Again, there's never been a doubt with his fastballs. That one gets rocketed just past the glove of the shortstop for another single here for Damon Entz. He's now 2 for 2 on the day after that one.
Oh, great dive by the shortstop just off the tip of his glove. The sacrifice would have been worth it, but even still, great effort on the play.
Now going to bring up Ryder Harrison, who's also 1 for 1 on the day. He hit a single there in that first inning. He'll watch that one be a little bit low for ball 1. And this thing is blasted out in the left field. And it's going to find its way up and over the fence. And that's going to be a 2-run home run for Ryder Harrison. Again, another guy that was a huge bat in their lineup last year. And starting things off quite nicely here in 2024. That thing just kind of sneaks its way over that left field fence. Little Oppo Taco there for the lefty. The score is now 7-0 after the 2-run blast by Ryder Harrison.
It's hot dog time.
Hot dog, hot diggity dog. Yeah, as you hear from the PA announcer now, I've got these just horrible memories of watching the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. As I had siblings that absolutely loved that show back in the day, and so every time I'd be coming home from school, and I'm hearing hot dog, hot diggity dog, and I'm like, oh, you're causing nightmares over here, PA guy.
I hope that nobody just joined the stream here, or the live stream on the channel, and the first thing they hear is it's hot dog time. Out of context,
it's like, wait,
that sounded a little weird.
What are we talking about here? If you are just tuning in, thank you for tuning in on Spanish Fork 17. And we've got, again, it's the Snow Canyon Warriors playing the Spanish Fork Dons. Game number 2 here of the Dons here in the Kona Ice Classic. As that one is going to be popped up over kind of in a bit of no man's land, but nice play there by Scott to track that thing down for out number 1.
Now hitting for the Warriors.
Good communication there by Spanish Fork. They had 3 guys that could have pretty easily made the catch, and the right guy did. So just good communication by the fielders.
It's not always easy, like sometimes you just don't communicate it well, or you think you've got a better beat on it, and so you just kind of assume that everyone else realizes that.
Right.
So nice job there for Scott to be like, no, this is me, and making sure that he made the snag on the play.
Well, the worst thing that can happen is one person says I got it, and someone else says no, I got it, and then it just drops into the grass.
Yep.
When they both think the other person's got it. So.
So this is Hayden Smith now up for the Warriors. He's 1 for 1 on the day with a double. His Dart is able to pump that one in for a strike. It'll move the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. And this thing is crushed out to center field.
That's gone.
Yeah, that one is. Yeah, that one you just kind of knew off the bat. It was well struck and just absolutely crushed. So a 2-bagger and a 4-bagger here for the Warriors catcher. A solo blast here for Hayden Smith, and that's going to extend another run on the scoreboard here for Snow Canyon. It's now 8-0.
Good thing they didn't put a limit on those hot dogs. So they're giving 20 out every time somebody hits a home run. So right now they're at 60.
That's 60 hot dogs. So obviously, if you're here, you're probably not watching the stream. But if you are here, you should probably go get yourself a hot dog over at the concession stand. And also, if you're at the concession stand, you're just like, oh crap, throwing all the hot dogs on the grill right now.
You're gonna have to start serving cold hot dogs if they hit another homer here.
Oh, nothing worse than a cold hot dog.
When you're on a camping trip and you can't get the fire started.
Oh, gross. No.
It's a pretty dehumanizing experience.
It sure would be.
You feel like you're a prisoner in Gitmo or something eating a cold hot dog.
Gosh, yeah. So obviously a conference here on the mound as they're talking things over here with Will Dart, who's had a very, very rough inning and a third here, and they are going to opt to go to the bullpen here. 8 runs across so far for Snow Canyon, and just a rough first outing here of the season for Will Dart.
Yeah, it's a rough first outing, but you got to put it in context and think about who they're playing here.
Absolutely.
This is a team that has a extremely strong pedigree. Speaking of which, I think I owe the fans something.
Are we going to get the trivia?
For those of you who have been watching for the past, what has it been, about 2 hours now, during the last game in the 6th or 7th inning, I mentioned that the pitching coach for Snow Canyon actually played in the majors. He played 10 years. One of the years, or several of the years, were for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Sure did.
And his name... Do I get a drum roll? All right. No, it's okay. Brandon Line.
Let's go, Brandon Lyon. Yes, yes. Again, former Major League pitcher, a savior of one of my fantasy baseball teams back in the day. And yeah, he had some, just as I was saying, like some peak years with the Diamondbacks. Like I believe the year that I specifically remember him being on my fantasy team, he ended up finishing like I think top 5 in the Cy Young. In the Cy Young voting, and so I mean, he's certainly like at his peak was one of not just a pitcher in the major leagues, but was one of the best pitchers in the major leagues, and so kind of started out as a starter and then kind of transitioned to kind of a multi-inning reliever.
Yeah, that's
and
the way it goes with every player.
For a while he may have even closed for a little bit for a team if I remember correctly, and so he kind of had a very fun, diverse major league career. So it's very valuable to have someone like that as your pitching coach in high school. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
the amount of experience, the amount of just things that he could tell you, and the things that he learned at the major league level would be just phenomenal to have in your dugout at a high school.
Absolutely. And not only him, but they also have hitting coach Jake Brown. He played at Central and at BYU, and he's been with them for a little bit now. Coach Seacrest did mention they had a coach. I didn't catch his name, but he said they've been with the team for 20 years, and this is the first year he's coaching without him. So he's sad to see him go, but obviously in this game they're not hurting for him at the moment.
As the first pitch by new relief pitcher Luke Hansen ends up hitting a batter. That is a rough way to start your relief appearance, as Kelly will make his way over to first base. And it brings up Darius Henderson. Henderson took a walk in inning number 1 and ended up scoring, and so a nice productive inning for Darius Henderson. It's been just an impressive game thus far for the Warriors on both the offensive side of things and on the pitching side of things.
Well, the wind finally started to die down. Watch, I'm going to say that, and all of a sudden a hurricane's going to start out in center field.
How could you do it to us, Coach? That first pitch is the second pitch there is low, so the count is 2-0 here on Henderson.
Wait a second, hurricanes need water. It'd be a tornado.
Tornado, correct? Yes. And I believe it's pronounced hurricane, but
no, that's
maybe
a place. Hurricane is a place in Utah. Hurricane is a thing. Unless you're talking to someone from the deep south, then maybe it's hurricane.
Then maybe, just maybe.
I'm not sure what that accent was.
It was whatever I wanted it to be.
All right.
That's low, and that's going to be a walk here, so that's going to move Kelly over to second base, and now runners are going to be on first and second here in the bottom of the second inning. Still only one out here in this one. It's going to bring up Andrew Lyon, who flew out to center field in his first at-bat. So 0 for 1 on the day. You'll watch that first pitch in for a strike from Hansen.
Just barely clipped the bottom of the strike zone.
Yeah, that one was real pretty.
That's a huge improvement. I mean, he was in the dirt 3 of his last 5.
And that thing is rocketed out into center field. Play is made out there for out number 2. As a Lion certainly got a nice piece of that one. Can't be too sad about that particular loud out.
Hitting for the Warriors, number 2, Ledger Shep.
What's also encouraging is, I mean, both of his hits have been out, like they've been deep, right, out to center field, and so as a hitter, it's like, again, as we said in the previous broadcast, you kind of just got to trust the process.
Right.
Sometimes the results don't always click out the way you want to, but the process there for Lyon is spot on. A little bit low there for ball 1 to Ledger Ship. Ship with a double in his first at bat.
Well, knowing how competitive the baseball scene is down here, that's going to start showing up in scouting reports.
Oh, absolutely.
He puts it out in center field.
Oh, and he's going to go for third, and it's going to be uncontested.
Kid can fly.
Yeah, sure can.
And in fact, he did fly the last 10 feet of that run there.
So Kelly now at third after the stolen base. Henderson stayed over there at first. Big swing there to pitch kind of up at his eyeballs, but nice placement there by Hansen. Count moves to 2-1. Able to check his swing on a pitch that goes low, so nice count here for Ship at 3-1. Sends this one down the first baseline. Nice job to snag that is Johnson, and that will be the end of the inning. 3 more runs coming across for Snow Canyon. The score is 8-0 after 2 innings. We'll get you the 3rd inning when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
Contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, inning number 3 of this one between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Snow Canyon Warriors as part of the Kona Ice Classic here in St. George, Utah. We are at Warrior Field, home of the Snow Canyon Warriors, and it's been all Warriors here in this ball game. 8-0, a 5-run first inning, a 3-run second inning for the home team, and then it's been rough so far on offense for Spanish Fork as they've gone 3 up, 3 down in both innings so far. As it's just been an impressive performance on the mound from Kyson Goetz, as he's really been commanding the strike zone. He's got 3 strikeouts in this ball game already, and now he will be dealing with the bottom part of the order here for Spanish Fork. And this thing is sent out into right field. Nice, pretty nice hit there, but it will be caught out there for out number 1. But again, solid opposite field, solid opposite field effort there from Johnson.
I mean, I don't think you can ever, after last game, count out Spanish Fork. We saw what they can do. You know, they scored once in the first inning, then went dry in the second, third, and fourth, but then really ramped things up in the 5th and 6th and came within striking distance. So I think they just stay, keep the cool heads and see what they can put together here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just one pitch after another.
Yep. The best way to get back into a game is to not think about what's happened so far and to just take it one pitch at a time, and that's a decent swing there from Hansen, but he will swing through it for strike 1. Hansen just came in relief of Will Dart there in inning number 2. Now up at the plate for his first at bat, count 1-2. He's going to foul that one away and will stay alive here. He'll get froze up on that one for strike 3.
At bat number 15, Nixon Warren.
We'll bring up Nixon Warren now. Warren out in center field for this game as well as he grounds that one to second, and that will be the end of the top of the 3rd inning as it's another 1-2-3 inning for Kyson Goetz, just absolutely mowing through this Dons lineup. The score is still 8-0, and while we've got some time between the top and bottom half of the innings, gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. Coach, take us away.
We'd like to thank Lance Wilson State Farm, 2 Jack's Pizza, MVP Sports, and Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Sweaty pants, they doing too much. And my taxes,
Okay, so just so you know, Luke Hansen came, like I said, Luke Hansen came into pitch for Spanish Fork. Again, Will Dart starting this one. So Hansen was not originally going to be, again, wasn't in the lineup to start things off here. It was going to be Orton that was going to be batting in that specific spot. That was Tyler Orton, but Orton playing over at shortstop here for today, again, with Will Dart having started things on the mound. And so with that shuffling of things, they've taken Orton out of the game, put Dart back in over at short, and now Hansen will be batting in that slot for Orton. So in case you need to know the order of operations of why you just saw Luke Hansen at the plate, that is it, and now you know.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are utility players. It's fun to see them at different positions, and this is a good time to experiment at the beginning of the season. In the big scheme of things, these games aren't weighted too heavily in your win-loss percentage and how they do that for the end-of-the-year tournament. They're not weighted like region play is. So, yeah, just a good time to experiment with the lineup a little bit, see who plays well at different positions, and it'll be fun to see what happens.
All right, so bottom of the third about to be underway here for the Warriors. They are back to the top of the order with Makayo Swenson. And he'll be followed by Damon Entz and Ryder Harrison. Not just the first pitch for a strike from Hansen. This one also catches the strike zone, just kind of clips that bottom portion of the strike zone. So 2 quick strikes here on Swenson. He'll get a piece of that one and kind of spray it out into right field. It will go foul, though, but it will stay alive with the count 0-2. And after the raucous first 2 innings of this ballgame, things kind of feeling like they're calming down a little bit here. Feels like maybe just the evening is starting to settle in here at the ballpark.
You say that.
But well, I say that, but if another home run comes and we hear that hot dog song again, that may get the crowd going again. I did not. It is a fly ball. No jinxes here. That's going to be out number 1 here in the bottom of the third.
It just sounds different coming off the bat.
It sure does.
I don't know if the viewers at home can really hear the difference, but it's just a high tink to the low. You can tell when it's going to blast the guts out of that ball.
Really got the
yes, it's got some gumption. See, I didn't make up that word.
Yeah, gumption is real. That is a real thing. Yes. That one is going to be outside for ball 1 to Damon Entz. Just had a nice day at the plate. 2 for 2, 2 singles. RBI single in the first, and then RBI, not an RBI, but just a normal single, I guess, in the second inning. Has scored both times, so very productive day at the plate for their number 2 hitter. The count is now 2-0 as that pitch ends up going up high. It's 2-0 now, a little bit low, so 3-0 count now on the center fielder for the Warriors. Kind of a fun little tidbit here. The top half of their order, as Entz will take the 4-pitch walk, goes 9-8-7-6 in terms of their positions. So it goes from the right fielder to the center fielder to the left fielder to the shortstop. So just number sequentially, as a nerd as I am, it's just kind of fun that it just goes in that order. I was like, oh, does it complete? But then no, they have the catcher batting 5th, and so it almost worked out, but not quite.
9-8-7-6-2,
9-8-7-6-2,
and so on and so forth.
yes, and I was like, oh well, what a pity. But is what is. One day there will be a lineup where it goes strictly from 9 through 1. I guess the designated hitter would have to hit to count as 1 these days, but
I'll tell you one silver lining on this game that I've noticed is the catcher for Spanish Fork, Cal Nelson. He doesn't let a lot get by him. He's just he's kind of like the Wyatt Earp of the team, the sturdy oak, always back there. He's kind of the backbone of this team, and they've been through a lot of pitchers tonight, and he's just worked well with every single one. So kind of shout out to him for what he's done behind the plate there.
Well, yeah, Nielsen has been, again, he's a veteran of the team. Again, as we talked to Coach Nelson before we had the games here, and he shouted out Cal as one of the guys. He's been around the program a lot. He picked up as the starting catcher last year. Had made a lot of appearances his sophomore year as well, and so really just a guy with a lot of experience, and you can tell, and like he's definitely a guy that is really good at what he does behind the backstop, and it's very appreciated if you're one of the Spanish Fork pitchers, knowing that you got a steady guy back there that's gonna make sure that not a lot gets past him.
The Spanish Fork would love a strike right here.
Absolutely would. Full count here to Harrison. This thing is going to be sent out high in the sky, out into center field. It's been a very busy day out there for Warren. He makes the play out there for the out. That will be out number 2 of the inning, and it will now bring up Crew Seacrest.
A fun little fact about Crew, he's accepted a scholarship to let me make sure I get this right. SIU, is that right? It's Southern Idaho University.
Idaho. Oh,
so
yeah.
I actually had to look that one up. It's a 2-year college out of Southern Idaho, so a great job for him. Anytime you can, get going to college on the sports team's buck, that's a win.
That is definitely a win. So that's really awesome. Shout out to Crew for that. That's pretty fantastic. Count 1-0 on Seacrest. A little dribbler over to Johnson. He's going to throw it over to second base, and that is going to end the inning. As that's a nice, clean inning for Luke Hansen. Just the one walk allowed to Ensign, so they put up a 0 on the scoreboard. The score stays 8-0 here after 3. We'll get you inning number 4 when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. Inning number 4 of this one between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Snow Canyon Warriors. It's been all Warriors so far in this game, but 2 goose eggs put up in the last inning, so a big improvement here for Spanish Fork as Luke Hansen came in relief of Will Dart in that second inning, and now it's kind of starting to hopefully calm things down here for Spanish Fork. Putting up the 0 on the scoreboard is a very big deal here for the team.
Yeah, you mentioned it last inning. It just kind of felt different in the stadium. The first couple innings, there was a lot of activity in the dugout. There's a lot of activity on the field, and everything just felt extremely lively. The fans were into it. And in the last inning, everything just kind of became a little subdued. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but, everything just calmed down a little. So, if anything, that's a good thing for Spanish Fork, because last game, this is the time that they chose to strike,
At bat number 6, Will Dart.
And it's going to be the top of the order here for Spanish Fork, as it's been 9 up, 9 down so far for starting pitcher Kyson Goetz for the Warriors, and so it'll be Will Dart, Riley Lamson, and Britt Nielsen due up here in inning number 4 for Spanish Fork, and really needing some kind of spark here in this inning, really from your big boppers, your main guys here in the lineup. This is kind of the moment that it's like, okay, like if they're going to get things rolling on offense, this is your moment here to find that spark.
And this is the guy too.
Got our MVP Sports MVP of the game from the last game against American Leadership Academy. Was 2 for 3 in that game. Takes a big swing at that one and will miss, so the count will move to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Takes some time to take a breather, gets everything all adjusted, and now digs in for this 1-2 pitch up coming from Goetz. It's going to be a curveball that started high and, actually broke kind of nicely.
It almost
in
got
the
in
area,
there,
but ends up missing on the inside part of the plate there, so 2-2. That one will miss as well, so nice job here by Dart to work his way back in this at bat. The count now 3-2. And he's going to watch one just clip the outside part of the plate. None too happy with that particular call. Fourth strikeout of the day for Kyson Goetz. And we'll bring up number 2 hitter Riley Lamson now for Spanish Fork. He struck out in his first at bat in inning number 1. So hoping for something different here in at bat number 2. He's going to foul one away off the netting here of the backstop. So start things off 0-1.
You know, this is the one sport they've talked about, and it's been in conversations thousands of times, but maybe the one sport that would benefit the very most from just automation for the strike zone.
Yeah, and you know, they're already doing it to an extent in the minor leagues, and so it's something that will most likely find its way up to the major league level, as well as that one is going to be a one-hopper over to first. The play is going to be made, and that's going to be out number 2 here in the inning. But yeah, there is a short timer, I guess, as you will, a short clock on the time that's going to be left for home plate umpires in the major leagues. Honestly, it's getting to that point where the automation is good enough that you're most likely going to see that, and then it'll just be, you'll have a guy that will be there to maybe confirm things still from behind the plate, but he will not actively be the one like calling balls and strikes.
You know, you're going to miss the human aspect of the game because sometimes the umpires make mistakes, and that's just part of the game, but it's fun, you know, when that happens. Well, fun for one side,
fun
for the other side.
He takes the T-bird away, but you know, it's exactly, yeah. So it's like it's nice when it benefits you if it's human error, but other times it's like, oh, well, it shouldn't have been that way. As that's another beautiful pitch there from Goetz. Is going to move the count here to 1-2 on Britt Nielsen. And he's going to take a bad swing at that one, and that's going to end the inning. So yet another 1-2-3 inning for Kyson Goetz. He is perfect through 4 innings here for the Snow Canyon Warriors, and he's got 5 strikeouts on the day. 6 strikeouts on the day, my apologies. And so a really strong outing here from Kyson Goetz to go along with the strong offense in the first couple of innings. So 8-0 here after 4.5, and while we've got some time here in between, we want to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That's Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, Two Jacks Pizza, and Lance Wilson State Farm. And thank you for tuning in today here on Spanish Fork 17 and enjoying these wonderful ball games down in St. George, Utah, whether you're tuning in on the channel or our YouTube page. And make sure to come back tomorrow as well. We'll be going over to Dixie High School for a couple games that Maple Mountain is going to be a part of. The first of those is going to be against the host school, the Dixie Flyers. That game coming at you at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow. So be sure to tune in on Spanish Fork 17 for that one. And then we will also have another game at 4:30 up against Bear River, so be sure to tune in for both of those. Be sure to enjoy tonight's game here against the Warriors. Spanish Fork today, Maple Mountain tomorrow. It's just a fun weekend of baseball down here in St. George.
Not a lot of songs that say "This is America" like Chicken Fried. I'd put a
Chicken Fried,
Sweet Caroline up on that list.
Yep.
Yankee Doodle, maybe.
Yankee Doodle.
That's an old one. You know, the kids of this era aren't really going to appreciate.
Proud to be an American.
There you go.
Yeah. Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. You know. So
yeah, you about nailed it.
There is just something about baseball and like just American culture that's just very fun. It's a first pitch strike there to Hayden Smith. Hayden Smith gets into another one.
Yeah, you can tell where that one's going.
Oh my gosh, it is out of here.
That's towering. You know what I think happened is all the people who were back there in they had their lights pointing towards us the last game. They decide, hey, we should probably back up a couple feet. So they moved to other parking spaces, not over that left field wall.
Yeah, they knew what was about to happen, and so they made sure that their window wasn't going to be the one that was getting broken. So a second solo home run for the catcher, Hayden Smith, putting on an absolute show here tonight. 4th home run as well on the day for the Warriors. And, man, they are just killing it. And that's now, I believe the count is now 80 free hot dogs. Oh, my goodness gracious.
It's nice to win baseball games and all, but when you bankrupt your concession booth over there, as the players go running.
The bank for the concessions. Everybody eating for free tonight at the ballpark, as that one is pumped in there for a strike to Kelly, who has one of those home runs, a 3-run home run in the first inning. He also got hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance, so a solid, productive day for Kelly, and he is swinging for the fences on that particular swing, but will miss.
He's got a very wide stance.
He does. He does have a very wide stance, very Pat Burrell-esque. That one is going to be in the dirt, so count moves now to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 9-0 after the solo shot by Hayden Smith. Inning number 4 here of this one between the Warriors and the Dons.
You think there's any chance they end the night early, don't go all 7 for the home team?
You know, that's it's a fair question. They do have another ball game after this one. They are playing, and they're actually playing the Patriots, who we just saw. You know, they're playing the American Leadership Academy after this game, and so they may, you know, we'll see what happens, what they do with the timing of this one. But would be interesting to see if they want to, like, you know, conserve a little bit of energy for that game, I guess, right, as you will. So the walk is issued there to Kelly, so he will keep his on-base percentage at a nice clip here in this game. And it will bring up Darius Henderson, who has walked twice in this game, so has not been one of the few Warriors that has not gotten the opportunity to lace one.
Well, he's got the size to put it just about anywhere he wants, so... Man, the guy's built like a freight train.
Yeah. Big guy. Definitely a reason why he's their designated hitter.
Right.
That one in the dirt, scooped up nicely there by Nielsen. Count moves to 2 balls and no strikes. In fact, just trying to look at my scorecard here, and it looks like there's 3. Currently, three guys in the lineup that do not have a hit, and Henderson is one of those.
That's an interesting stat. Yeah, not one to hear a lot.
There's a nice breaking pitch in there for a strike by Hansen. Count now 3 balls and 1 strike. That one just barely misses, and so Henderson will make his way on over to first base.
I think Henderson was surprised.
The 3rd time he's been walked.
I think Henderson was surprised that one missed. He looked at it a second. He was ready to...
Looked pretty nice to me, but, you know, umpire says otherwise, and so Henderson was like, wait, really? And then just makes his way over to first base. So perfect on-base percentage for Henderson with 3 walks on the day. Kelly over at second base, the runners on first and second, no outs, and brings up Andrew Lyon, who is 0 for 2 on the day. A couple of rockets out to center field that have been caught. I dare say I can smell the mustard from those hot dogs.
I'm not really picking up on that.
Well, I just got an extra sensitive nose, I guess, today. But so count 2-0 here now on Andrew Lyon.
Got an extra stuffed nose today.
I mean, there's certainly that, too, as he's going to send this one out kind of in the gap in center field. The right center field, the play is going to be made out there for...
Well, that's just his memo, ain't it?
It really has been. That one not quite as hit on the screws as the previous 2, but he's been hitting it just kind of right out in that center field alley all game long.
He went center, right.
Yep. brings up Ledger Ship now for the Warriors. Ship 1 for 2 on the day. Had a double in the first inning and grounded out to first in his second at-bat in the second inning. Will be in the dirt, scooped up by Nielsen for ball 1. Top of the order will be due back up here for the Warriors. Mikhail Swenson in the on-deck circle. That one will just barely miss outside.
It's so hard to tell from over here.
It really is. We don't have the best vantage point especially for a lefty
right
on that outside part of the plate. And that one is going to get past Nielsen. That's going to advance the runners. There's a rough pitch there in the dirt from Hansen.
It's really hard to blame Nelson after all of these. He's trapped countless pitches in the dirt over the past couple innings, so it's bound to happen sooner or later.
Sure, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's going to be a 4-pitch walk to Ship, and it's going to load the bases up here in this fourth inning. And yeah, I felt like this was a good moment for a mound visit here for Hansen, just to talk things over. And instead of talking things over, they're just going to go ahead and bring in a new pitcher. As again, the bases are loaded here in this fourth inning, and Hansen came in and
he didn't do half bad.
Didn't do half bad. Again, put up a scoreless inning there in the third inning, so does get through. Ends up getting through an inning and a third here in his relief appearance. And the Dons opt to go to the bullpen here in inning number 4, so third pitcher of the night for Spanish Fork.
Number 8.
Yeah. And this score says, like, right as I'm wanting to look at his number, he's got his arm covered.
It's number 8.
It's number 8, Bryson Shipman, coming in now for Spanish Fork. So Hansen ends up getting through 3 total innings. He is charged with the solo home run there to Hayden Smith, and then any of the guys currently on base would be charged to him as runs. As we now see Shipman coming in to warm up. Shipman, a senior for Spanish Fork. Again, I don't want to necessarily note it again, but it really does just feel like, again, we had just such a raucous first couple innings with the big offense and things going on, even with pitching wise that was going on. But now it really just kind of feels like the ballpark is just kind of quiet. Maybe they're all just eating hot dogs, and so it just, they've calmed down because they're eating some food. But
I wouldn't be surprised. There are 80 hot dogs either circulating around people's mouths or in their stomachs. So
yes, so there's, hot dogs are happening, so maybe that's why it's calmed down a little bit. But yeah, it's just kind of a little bit of a cooler atmosphere in terms of the weather and also in terms of the crowd right now. But again, Bryson Shipman coming in relief of Luke Hansen here in inning number 4. 1 out in the bottom of the fourth inning. Snow Canyon with the 9-0 lead over Spanish Fork here in their second game of the Kona Ice Classic here in St. George, Utah.
I mean, he did just sail 4 fastballs out of the plate in his warm-up, and he delivers one right there.
Breaking ball,
breaking ball right there. So
we like to see strikes, and so that's definitely a good thing here. Absolutely. So strike 1 to Mikhail Swenson, and then goes nice and tight there with that second pitch, so evens up the count at 1-1. Pitch in the dirt, does squirt a little bit away from Nielsen, but does a nice job to collect it in and make sure that the runners do not advance. Ship at first, Henderson at second, Kelly at third, Swenson at the plate for Snow Canyon. An opportunity to extra blow these things open with just 1 out. That's some chin music right there as Swenson backs out of the way. Count 2-1.
Chin music.
Chin music, as the kids say it in baseball terms, you know. I don't know if it's what the kids say. It feels like a...
No, I don't think the kids do say that. I think that's a thing. I just haven't heard that saying for a long time. I think that's an old-timer saying.
No, an old-timer saying. I guess I am old. What can I say?
You're an old-timer.
Yeah, I'm an old-timer. That just feels weird for me, but is what is. As they appeal over and they say no, so it will be a bases-loaded walk to Makayo Swenson. That will end up bringing in Kelly, and it will bring in the 10th run of the game for Snow Canyon. So 10-0 here in this fourth inning, and it will bring up Damon Entz. Entz 2 for 2 on the day, 2 singles, and he took a walk in his last plate appearance. So doing a nice job at the top of the order for Snow Canyon. He will take that first ball up high for a 1-0 count. In the dirt. Good chest block there by Nielsen. The runners will not advance. The count will move to 2-0.
Well, if one advances, they all have to advance except for the runner
sure
at
does.
third. So.
Yes. They do call that one a strike. Nice job of finding that low inside part of the plate. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Only one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 2 runs across so far for Snow Canyon. Bases loaded. This one's going to get just past the glove of Dart, so it's going to be a bases loaded hit here for Entz, and it will score 2. So 3 RBIs on the day for Damon Entz, and that's now going to move the scoreboard up 2 notches, and so the score is now 12-0 in favor of the Warriors.
Yeah, it seems like Snow Canyon's starting to find their arrow a little bit again. I mean, the dugout's not quite as lively. And I think a lot of that just is mostly contributed to the amount of home runs they hit in the first 2 innings. You know, that always plays a big part into it. They're getting on base and they're bringing runs in, and so now I just think they're trying to close this one out.
Certainly makes sense in my brain. So Swenson at second base, Entz at first base after the 2-run single. And it brings up Ryder Harrison, who's had a nice day at the plate with the single and a 2-run home run. He did fly out to center field in his last at-bat. We'll back away from that one, and it'll be a hole here for Shipman, 3-0. Again, just 1 out here in this inning. 4 runs have come across here in the bottom of the fourth. The 3-0 pitch from Shipman is quite high, and that will put Hansen over at first base, and it will reload the bases here for Snow Canyon.
Number 24,
And it brings up Crew Seacrest. The Seacrest has not had a great day at the plate. He did have a sacrifice fly in the first inning, but is 0 for 2 otherwise. He popped up to second, and he also grounded out to first in his last 2 at-bats. So 0 for 2 on the day. So one of the few batters in this lineup that hasn't found a ton of success at the plate. So Swenson at third, Entz at second, Ryder Harrison at first.
Clips the bottom and outside on that one.
So 1 ball and 1 strike. And this thing is ripped out to center field. And it is going to be down for most likely definitely extra bases here for Crew Seacrest. And that's going to bring in 2 runs. So a 2-run double for their shortstop as the runs continue to come in force here in inning number 4. 6 runs now on the board here, and the score is now 14-0. And it brings up Hayden Smith, who started off this inning with a solo home run. And now he's got 2 runners on with runners on second and third. He's going to tap this one past the third baseman. Dart gets it and is going to go ahead and hang on to it. That's probably the smart play there. The throw there would have been incredibly difficult. And so that'll end up going down as an infield single for Hayden Smith. So RBI single for Hayden Smith. The score now 15-0 after that one. Seacrest over there at third base. That brings up Talon Kelly, who has a 3-run home run in this game. He's been hit by a pitch and also took a walk, so he's been productive at the plate as well today.
I'll say one thing before we wrap up things here tonight. Snow Canyon has done an excellent job on maintaining this field.
They have. This field
is just meticulous. It's very, very nice.
Yeah, that was the first thing I really honestly noticed when I got here today. I was like, wow, that field is just fantastic. Good play there by Johnson to get the runner out over there as second. So there'll be 2 outs. That does score the run, so a productive out there for Kelly as he does get the RBI ground out.
Now hitting for the Warriors, number 22.
Yeah, I think I've seen junior colleges and Division II colleges that have worse fields than this. Obviously, this high school takes great pride in the sport.
Yeah, it's absolutely immaculate. I mean, we've seen some really nice fields, and I mean, quite frankly, the Spanish Fork does a great job with their field as well. But yeah, there is just this field is really pretty. And yeah, as I was walking in, I was like, whew, whew, whew. Kudos to the grounds crew here, making this place look really nice.
I did that too, but I can't whistle, so I went.
Yeah, just the
breathing through closed lips.
Yes. So it's Darius Henderson up for Snow Canyon. It's been an interesting day at the plate for him as he's taken 3 walks so far in this game.
Well, that's productive.
It is certainly productive, and he's scored twice. So I mean, again, this is for all you kids out there. Walks. Walks win you games. Walks score runs. And so, it's important to be patient at the plate and, only swing at the pitches that you really can do damage on.
Yeah, walks to baseball are like free throws to basketball. They're not always counted as the biggest stat. They're not always the flashiest, but they win you games.
But they certainly win you games. This count is 1 and 2 here on, that's 2 and 2, as we just heard from the umpire, 2 and 2 on Henderson. Looks like there's a little bit of confusion in conversation. I was about to say I felt like we were at 1 and 2. 3 and, you're saying 3 and 1 instead? I was about to say everyone else says it's 2-2. So I think I don't know.
They got to defer to this guy on the dugout over here with us. He's been with Snow Canyon forever. He does all the stats for the team.
Yeah, he knows what's up. And so whatever he says is law. And I completely agree with that. 2-2 count. And this thing is crushed out into right field. You can kiss it goodbye. That thing is just blasted. Absolutely gone. Darius Henderson comes up with his first hit of the game, and it is a big one. And boy, oh boy, that is 100 hot dogs. I don't know. Maybe it isn't, but I feel like you just kind of have to keep going at this point. A full 100 hot dogs at the ballpark here, and that's going to be 18-0 now. 17-0 after the solo shot there by Darius Henderson.
Should be 18, right? Is it 18 or 17?
It should be. Well, the problem is they're no longer keeping track. So let me see here. Smith scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I have I've got 18. So I think we're all synced up here. We're good to go. I got to check my math and double check everyone else's, and we're all correct. So that's happy. I like that. So 18-0 ball game here after the home run by Darius Henderson. It now brings up Andrew Lyon, who is 0 for 3 on the day. Solid contact so far. As we were noting, he's basically just peppered everything around center field. It's been kind of left center, true center, and then center right. But still 0 for 3 on the day. 5 home runs in this game for Snow Canyon. That's just pretty impressive stuff. I was looking at their stats from last year. They had, I want to say, like 6 guys that had 3 or more home runs on the season. They had one dude that hit 10.
Oh, wow.
The senior that graduated was one of the second team All-State guy. And, yeah, they certainly seem to be right on track with that. Looking at things as the count moves here to
well, especially considering we're in the bottom of the 4th here.
Yeah.
So.
Now hitting for the Warriors, number 2.
So a walk issued there to Andrew Lyon and brings up Ledger Ship. Ship is 1 for 2 on the day, a double in the first inning, grounded out to first in the second, and then took a walk in the 4th inning.
This is probably a good time to have a mound meeting.
Oh, sure is. Yeah, just some time to talk things over with the team and just kind of give your pitcher some confidence, give your guys some time to just take a breather here and just say, okay, we just need 2 outs here. That's all we're looking for. Just get 2 outs, get out of this inning, and live to live another inning, as you will.
Right.
So this is a pitching change here for Spanish Fork. They've brought in number 2. That is, if I consult my roster here, there's Nate Peterson now in for Spanish Fork. This is their 4th pitcher on the night. So Shipman came in relief of Luke Hansen. Ends up getting pretty rocked here in this 4th inning, but Peterson now coming in to relief for him and hoping to just kind of shut the door here on inning number 4, as it's been a rough one here for Spanish Fork. 10 runs have come across here in the bottom half of this 4th inning, and so it's been a hard one if you're a Dons fan, and we're just hoping here that Peterson can get some strikes in there, find his way to get a couple outs, and just get us into the 5th inning.
Yeah, this has absolutely been the inning from
whatever place you want to call it from.
I don't know. When you're saying the place, can you say it on TV, on live TV?
What?
The inning from heck.
Yeah, that's
the inning from South Dakota.
South Dakota.
From Evanston, Wyoming. Ooh. Sorry to all our viewers from home from Evanston,
anyone
Wyoming.
watching from Evanston, yeah. So. So again, this inning started off with a leadoff home run by Hayden Smith, and then it's just kind of been a torrential downfall from that point in terms of the offense here for Snow Canyon. It's been RBI after RBI. They had a 2-run double from Crew Seacrest. They've had a 2-run double from Damon Entz. RBIs from Talon Kelly. The solo home run by Darius Henderson. It's just been an absolute onslaught here in inning number 4. So anything that Peterson can do to just get these final 2 outs is going to be just it feels almost monumental here for Spanish Fork. So it's Ledger Ship currently up here for the Warriors. Peterson does get that one in there for a strike, so the count will move to 1 ball and 1 strike. Ship on the day is 1 for 2. Has a double, grounded out, and has taken a walk. He sees that one for strike 2, so 1 and 2 now. As the scoreboard has shut off here at the stadium briefly. Hopefully they do have it back up, which is good. Thankfully, our scoreboard stayed up and just fine.
Oh, we're on it. We're on it like Blue Bonnet.
Yeah. So the count now 2-2 here on Ledger Ship. That would turn the lineup over again here once he is done, as Swenson is on deck for the Warriors. Count now full on Ship.
Every Spanish Fork fan is just praying at the moment, oh, please get in that zone.
And that thing is laced out into center field, and it is down for a base hit. A great piece of hitting there by Ledger Ship to keep this inning rolling for Snow Canyon. And Kyle Swenson digs back in here for Snow Canyon. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Hit a double in inning number 1, struck out in inning number 1 as well. Flew out to right in the 3rd and took a walk in the 4th inning earlier. And now up again here for at-bat number 2 in inning number 4. Again, 10 runs have come across here in this inning for Snow Canyon, and that's going to be laced right down the line and just foul. That easily would have been extra bases for Swenson.
Yeah, it could have very well been, depending on how risky these runners are getting, which doesn't seem like their style at all, actually, but it would have been at least 1 RBI. So
yeah, for sure, at least an RBI hit there for Swenson. But he will mosey his way back on over to the batter's box, so it'll just end up being a loud strike, as you will. And so count 0-1 on the right fielder for Snow Canyon. Certainly is able to look like he was able to hold up. They didn't appeal for it, but it does advance the runners as well. So Ship moving over to second and Lyon moving over to third. So runners in scoring position. That one pumped in there for a strike. Definitely needing that one as the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch from Peterson is going to be sent over towards the third base fence. So fouled away. Count will stay 1-2. Pearson just needing 1 more strike, and he gets exactly that. That is absolutely fantastic for Spanish Fork. 10 runs across here.
What an inning
in this 4th inning for Snow Canyon. Huge inning for them. 18-0 ball game. We will get you the 5th inning when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
Contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, inning number 5 of this evening matchup between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Snow Canyon Warriors, and it has been all Warriors in this game. The score is 18-0 after a just massive 10-run inning in the 4th for Snow Canyon. 2 home runs in the inning 1, a solo blast by Hayden Smith, another a 2-run home run by Darius Henderson, and so it's just been it was a very long and hard inning if you are a Spanish Fork Don fan, but Nathan Peterson able to come in and get those last 2 outs, and it is now the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for Spanish Fork. It looks like they are opting to bring in a new bat, and that's going to be strike 1 to the pinch hitter.
They've just had a grueling time getting through their hitting lineup.
That one will miss. That is number 21 coming in to hit for Cal Nielsen. That one in there for strike two. So this is Connor Ford coming in to pinch hit for Cal Nielsen. That one is going to miss, so it'll even up the count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ford, a junior, is the backup catcher on the squad as he will go down on strikes for the first out of the inning here in the 5th. That is the 7th strikeout.
Rhythm Fagan.
7th strikeout of the day for Goats. Another pinch hitter as well for Spanish Fork here. This is number 13, Rhythm Fagan, and he's going to foul that one away for strike 1.
I'll tell you, Goats has played a heck of a game.
Yeah,
he's just about had his way with everything.
He has been fantastic. Again, this is, if you have kept tabs on the Warriors last year, I mean, Goats had a very impressive year on the mound last year, had a hovering right around 3 ERA and was, I think, their second biggest inning guy last year. So really, just an impressive junior year, and you kind of expected him to come in this year as kind of the guy, and he's shown you the guy qualities here today.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, and 2 pitches fouled away there by Fagan, so staying alive here.
Well, Fagan's not going down easy, that's for sure.
Yeah, I love that. 1-2 count here on Fagan. Again, I love, you hate seeing these kind of games, but you love seeing these types of opportunities for these guys that don't get a lot of playing time, and they get to have some time to get in the ball game. As he does go down on strikes there, so Spanish Fork goes down to now 2 outs here in this 5th inning. It brings up Brecken Anderson. Again, Anderson coming into pinch hit for Marziel. He's going to foul that one away for strike 1.
Well, here comes the wind again.
Here goes the wind again. I could feel it in my bones that it was getting there. That's a swing and miss there from Anderson for strike 2. Again, just such an impressive outing here from Kyson Goats. 8 strikeouts, hasn't allowed a hit, hasn't allowed a walk. He's been perfect through 4 and 2/3. Very, very nice outing on the mound for him, and strike away from getting through 5 perfectly here. Anderson watches one just a little bit above the letters. Moving the count here to staying at 1 and 2. Says it's a little high again. Saw some stomping here from the Snow Canyon dugout. Did not necessarily love that call.
Yeah,
the 2-2 is in there for a strike. Does find that outside part of the plate, and very, very quickly hands the ball to the umpire. They are absolutely celebrating their guy, Kyson Goats, who goes perfect through 5 innings, and that is the ball game. So Kyson Goats with the perfect game for Snow Canyon to cap that off with just offensive explosion. 18-0 is the final here. We'll get you a recap of this one when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
Contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Hi, welcome to Two Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork. or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, a heartbreaker here as Snow Canyon shows why they've been such a dominant program over the last several years. They win this one 18-0 against the Spanish Fork Dons. Just an explosion of offense. A 10-run fourth inning really just kind of puts the capper on this one. And then big shout out to Kyson Goetz. Ends up pitching a perfect game here through the 5 innings. Ended up with 8 strikeouts. Just was absolutely dynamite and just made quick work of this Spanish Fork lineup. Just a very impressive performance overall from a very dominant program.
Absolutely. I don't think, had this gone as a full game, we're obviously playing a shortened version and under the mercy rule here. Had he gone a full game, I just don't think Spanish Fork showed us anything that would have indicated that they would have had anybody on base. So just an extremely dominant showing by the Warriors. Obviously, they're playing with the home field advantage, but that only goes so far. Huge shout out to the coach. He's been with them 20 years, and they've just put together a really wonderful program here, and it's a heartbreaker to see Spanish Fork lose so big, but they showed us a couple glimpses of what they can become, and it's not every single game that they're going to be playing extremely dominant programs like this.
Yeah, you don't run into teams like the Warriors every day, and they just really showed why they've been part of just the class of 4A down here, and just St. George baseball is just built different, and Snow Canyon is one of those programs that really is just that way. When you've got such stability in your coaching staff, and you're bringing on, just absolutely talented people, it just makes it so much easier. So, big shout out to Snow Canyon and what they've been able to build as a program. We want to give a shout out for our MVP Sports MVP of the game. We want to give that to Luke Hansen today for this game. Luke Hansen came in relief of Will Dart in this one. Ended up pitching 3 innings, and those were the 3 innings that were the best here for Spanish Fork. He was able to come in during that second inning and got those final outs in the second inning to get them out. He then put up a scoreless third inning, and then ran into some rough stuff in the fourth. Ended up getting pulled a little early, and then just kind of the doors came off and absolutely blew things open in that fourth inning. But in terms of pitching, Luke Hansen looked really nice, came in for that relief appearance, and was able to put up a 0 on the scoreboard. So we're going to shout out him. Luke Hansen, you are our MVP Sports MVP of the game. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for the rest of the games. We do have a little view here of the table, as it's fun to be on camera every now and then. But we got 2 games coming at you tomorrow. We have the Golden Eagles are playing in a tournament over at Dixie High School, so they are playing the host Dixie Flyers at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow, so make sure to tune in for that one. We also will have the game against Bear River. That game will be at 4:30 p.m., so be sure to tune in for both of those games, because the Golden Eagles are hopefully looking to be a solid squad here this year, and we'd love to have you tune in for those games as well. We hope that you've enjoyed the 2 games here as part of the Kona Ice Classic down here in St. George, Utah. For our crew here at Spanish Fork 17, I'm Angelo LaRose. He's coach. It's been a fun day here at the ballpark. We appreciate the hospitality here from Snow Canyon, and they put on a real show here tonight. 18-0, huge win here for the Warriors over the Dons. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you tomorrow on Spanish Fork 17.
Check it.